Welcome back. Bradley University's professor of mathematics, Matthew Tim, here today to see the trends in COVID-19 deaths. Matthew, thanks for joining us today.
I'm glad to be here. Good to be talking to you again.
Well, just for quick reference, really quickly, let's remind everyone why we're looking at the COVID-19 deaths and not the confirmed cases.
Okay, well, we're using the COVID-19 deaths to try to see what the trends are with the disease spread because the number of positive cases is dependent upon the number of tests being done.
So we're going to look at the last 3 days. So IDPH reported just last night 23 deaths, Saturday evening 45, Friday 43 deaths. So let's talk about how these models are kind of showing this downward trend since that April 2nd mark.
What we're doing is I've averaged the number of daily deaths as reported by the Illinois Department of Health over various time spans. If you look at any of those averagings, you can see that there's this downward trend in the number of deaths over those various time spans.
And when we started this conversation, roughly a little bit over a month by this point, our average daily death marker was at 70, and now it's at 69. So will we continue to see kind of this change in our average as we see potentially less deaths being reported?
We hope so. You would hope the longer, as there are fewer and fewer deaths occurring as we go forward, which is what the hope is, then we should see the average daily death toll over the entire time span of that we've been dealing with the disease from roughly March 15th up until the present. That average daily death number should also be going down. So the heavy black line in the middle of the slide should be gradually moving downward.
And I've seen that you are marking out Memorial Day for us because that's about a month since social distancing, and now we're about a month from Memorial Day. So what can we infer from the death numbers that we're seeing since we did have some large gatherings around Memorial Day?
Okay, well, so far, again, we don't have much data. We just have this past weekend where we're about a month out from Memorial Day weekend. And over Memorial Day, we know that our human behavior changed. We had more large gatherings of people. And I think the fact that we didn't see an immediate uptick this weekend suggests that maybe people were more cautious than we thought they were going to be. But again, we really can't determine that for sure until we have a few more weeks of data to see if the trend lines start going back up again.
Well, thank you for joining us here today and breaking down these numbers. It's been great to have you on for the past couple of weeks.
Thank you. I'm glad to help.
Well, we'll be right back with a final check of the weather.